With the Omens of Destruction DLC and patch 6.0 comes a whole bunch of changes for the existing factions of Greenskins, Ogres and Khorne. So come with me now as I rattle them off and you take them into that meat chunk you call a head.
Ogres.
So you've just moved to China because you enjoy totalitarianism, but oh scheisse, you've just realized you've left all your camps behind back in Germany, and you're mortified of the thought that you might have to leave all your sausages behind. But fear not, there is now a pack up camp button. You can move your camps around, take them with you, you're not stuck leaving them wherever you first put them. This is a huge win for the ogres and really gives them that nomadic feel to their playstyle. So you pack up the camp and then you have to wait about 5 turns before you can put it down again, but it will be as you had it, so if it's tier 3, it'll be tier 3 with all the buildings as you had it. Very nice. Another big win for the ogres is that they now have the mechanic the same as Norska and the Greenskins, that when you beat a faction leader, you will be able to confederate them just off that one battle. So no longer do you have to chase around all those smaller ogre factions trying to get rid of them, you can just bonk the leader on the head and their faction is yours. The ogre's economy has also been pushed more towards meat as well. Meat is a bigger thing now. You get it from battles, sacking and raising, which is going to encourage you to do those things more than occupying. Your buildings now and your camps and settlements will require meat to upgrade rather than money. So that's going to be where a lot of it goes. And because each army and camp does have their own meat supply, you can transfer the meat between them. So if you've just had a big battle and you've got loads of meat, maybe you want to upgrade something in one of your camps, you can send them the meat to be able to upgrade. For a small gold fee, of course. The offer to the Great Maw mechanic has been a little updated as well with some different effects and such, and they kind of work on an upkeep basis now, so you can choose one or more, but you have to pay that 20 meat per turn. You can pause the video if you want to read these, otherwise we're moving on. Changes to the ogre big names as well. Previously, these were only used by legendary lords, but now they're used by all lords and heroes, as you can see here by Brawler Guts Billy Elfbeater. So all of your lords and heroes can now gain these buffs once they've unlocked them. I mentioned this in a previous video, but if you missed it, the old contracts are now called bounties, and there can be 3 going at a time, and you can just do them whenever you want. If you happen to be near the thing that needs to be done, go for it, do it. It'll be there for a certain amount of turns. If you don't want to do it, it'll just change after those turns. So it's more of a passive system. You can just do it if you fancy. The tech tree also got some love. It's now got 2 tabs, Hordes and Tribes. I'm not going to go through all this, obviously, but just know it has been reworked and updated, so hopefully some improvements there. This is pretty much broken into one being for the economy and one being all about the units in the army. The existing legendary lords, and I believe generic heroes and lords as well, have had their skills looked at and reworked a little bit, so you're going to see some changes there. Just scrolling through Greasus's here. You can pause the video if you want to read them. Just going to do Greasus's though. His unique line anyway. There you go. Greasus also has a new mechanic because he's all about spending his money. Tyrant's Demands. He can spend his money to do these various things. Again, pause the video if you want to read what all of them do. You can see it on the right there. Some pretty strong stuff here though, like being able to replenish your own army's movement, or being able to stop an enemy army from going anywhere, or simply buying settlements. These are all pretty powerful effects to be able to use. Scrag also has a bit of a new mechanic interacting with the offer to the Great Maw. It's cheaper for him to maintain these buffs, but they do scale if you have them for longer as well. And the last thing for the ogres, they have 2 new magic laws available to them with Butchers of Heavens and Death. There's my new metal band name, Butchers of Heaven.
Greenskins.
First one you might know already, Wurzag has moved. He's no longer in the Badlands because Gorbad is there now, so Wurzag has boogied his way down to the southern jungles. So some new challenges for him to face there, namely lizard men. He also gets some new landmarks, some new buildings as well. Still got easy access to those savage orcs, of course, so it's the same old Wurzag, just somewhere new with a few little nice extra bits. Skarsnik also got some changes as he's now gone full gobbo. From the start of the campaign, you will be able to recruit all the gobbos, as you would expect, but he can no longer recruit any orcs at all until he's got 8 peaks. Also worth mentioning that the Greenskins buildings in general have had a bit of a rework. All the goblins coming from one building, all the orcs coming from another building, for example. But yeah, no more orcs for Skarsnik until you get the big land. The scrap system has also changed a bit. They've rebalanced the perks a little bit, and now you can also take multiple scrap upgrades on a single unit. So for example, with these Savage Biggins, I've got Idol of Gork selected. That's 50 scrap. I'm going to add in liquor flasks. That brings me to 140 scrap for both of these upgrades, but I can do it, and there we go, double buffed, and we could even do more potentially. And the upgrades are still unlocked from the tech tree, which has been overhauled as well, by the way, but these are now just a single turn purchase, paid with scrap as well. So yeah, still a familiar system, just nice to be able to have more than one scrap upgrade on a unit. The WAR system has also had some changes. I don't have any footage of it because I didn't have a save ready to go to show it, but stronger WAR settlement targets will yield better rewards than smaller, crappier ones, and when you complete a WAR, you can either choose between getting units or some other kind of reward, treasure or scrap, so there's a bit more choice involved in WARs in general. And lastly, just like the ogres, the existing lords have had their skills looked at a little bit, so you might find some new things in there. So yeah, some more subtle changes overall for the Greenskins, but some nice little improvements to make their systems a bit more worthwhile. Now, how about some
Khorne.
First of all, let's get the two obvious bits out the way. Yes, again, the skill points for existing lords and heroes and such have been looked at, reworked, whatever. Just going to mouse over the unique line here for Scarbrand. Have a pause if you wish to give it a proper read. I'm sure the lad is still an absolute terrifying beefcake though, so I'm sure he's all good. Tech tree as well also had an update. We've now got the pillars tab and the armaments tab. Again, it's a tech tree, you know how it works. The upgrades are kind of lined up in these pillars, or the armaments, that's all about the certain types of units, different sections for different units. One of the best new mechanics though for Khorne and any faction that can harbor demons is the Demons Reforged mechanic. So you see here, it's saying this auto-resolve is going to kill most of my bloodletters, right? Only 2 exalted ones are going to survive. I'm going to do that, Pyrrhic Victory, and let's see what happens. How many are alive? Oh, what do you know? 6 units have managed to survive. They may have 0 health, but that just shows you that they're the ones that have been reforged. There's also a little notification on the screen that says, Demons Reforged. So they will survive despite them having no health here. They will get a little bit back, and you can press replenishment for a little extra as well. So yeah, this is really nice for all demon factions because it is quite easy to lose demon units if you don't notice that they're losing, and then suddenly they're melting away and then they're gone and dead forever, and you just lost a triple gold chevron unit. You can see it saved me a couple of triple silver chevron units here, a gold chevron unit. So yeah, really nice that demons have this chance to come back now at the end of a battle. If you should accidentally lose a couple of units, you can increase the chances of them surviving and the health they get back with some tech tree upgrades. So yeah, this is a big win for all demon factions, Warriors of Chaos included as well in there. Khorne faction's also getting this new Skull Throne mechanic, which is a place to dump all your skulls basically and get some buffs in exchange for them. The more skulls you spend, you can unlock the higher tiers, etc. So this is nice, pretty handy for certain situations. If you've got a certain problem you need to solve, you might find the solution for it, or at least something that can help it, in the Skull Throne. The Unholy Manifestations has also had a little update as well, some pretty handy stuff in here. You can now take settlements with this. If there's an unoccupied settlement, you can straight up just take it. Or at the highest tier, you can just raise a settlement, so if the enemy's got a particularly strong fortress, you can just blow that bitch right up. Blood Host armies have changed a little bit. They now cost skulls to spawn, but they have no upkeep. And there's been some changes to the bloodletting bar as well, so that's going to help you manage your armies. Reduction to upkeep, casualty replenishment, bit of corruption in there. There's also a change in the building types. If you go the dimensional tear route, the more demonic route, you'll be able to recruit the demon units from there, but not any mortal units, like Chaos Warriors. If you want those, you're going to have to make it a mortal settlement, but you won't be able to recruit the demons from here. Khorne also has this new thing where once you've raised a settlement, nobody else can take that settlement for 3 turns, including you directly, but you still can potentially take it by your ruins recolonizing thing that has a percentage chance to happen each turn. Or actually with the Unholy Manifestation, Khorne's Glare, you can take it that way too. And lastly, there's been a bit of a rejig to the Khorne faction's economy. You'll be looking at a little bit less passive income, but more ways to boost up your income from sacking and raising and being an horrible bastard, as you should be as Khorne. And that about does it for most of the bigger changes for those 3 factions coming up. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of all the changes. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Let me know. I'll see you in the future.